You know, according to experts, the first lesson of economics is scarcity. And there's never enough of anything to satisfy all those who want those things. The first lesson of politics, on the other hand, is to disregard the first lesson of economics. A scarcity of premium motor spirit, PMS, that's petrol, is a call. A scarcity of petrol in our country is a call to chaos, if you ask me. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, warned members of its body not to dispense the commodity above the approved pump price of 165 naira per litre. The warning became necessary in the light of reports of a calibration of pumps across the country upwards above the fixed price. The Nigeria National Petroleum Company, NNPC, we are told, had released enough petrol in our country when the things go up. In our country, when things go up, even above, they hardly come down.
They hardly do. They hardly do.
Looking at this story, there's a lot of incongruity in the activities of the marketers. And I just hope that IPMAN would hold its own and continue to harp on what it stands for.
No, sorry, but it started by saying it is not a strike, but they can't come to terms with the price 165 naira.
I mean, it's unfair. Remember last year, the Minister for National Planning came out to say they were going to remove fuel subsidy. And should they remove it, pump price will cost about 320 naira or thereabouts. So you see, we have been having this issue, it's been recurring over and over. People don't really even believe that there is anything like subsidy. Some people don't believe. Because you see, when there is lack of transparency...
Except that those who believe think it is going into some pockets.
So there is lack of transparency and accountability. Now, what is the quantity that we consume actually? Because we still have issues with those who are exporting this fuel illegally.
Yeah.
So who is checking what is going on? DPR is their responsibility. But some persons will say that, okay, you know, there are some filling stations in some places, maybe they cannot access those places. I don't believe that. Because PHCN, if you like, live in a village, they will locate you and give you the electricity bill. So if PHCN can do that, why can't they check? Because we need to know exactly what we consume so that we can understand what is going on with those who are smuggling it.
I thought they said something about 400,000 barrels a day.
Are we sure? Is that confirmed?
Because if you ask me now, who I go ask?
We're not sure. We're not sure.
Yeah.
We're not sure, really.
So here we are. You know, we're going around in circles.
I'm confused now. IPMAN says they should not sell above 165. Which was the organization that announced that it should sell at 180 some few days back? Is not the same IPMAN? So the question now is, what exactly is happening? You see, they are saying now that from the depot, they get it at 162.
Yeah.
That's minus the handling charges and so on, and then all the area boys who will lay them on the road and security agents who ask for things, understandably. Now, the federal government is saying that they should not. And when they were going to start, they made it clear that it is not that there is no petroleum at the depot, but because of the problem they go through to lift it, that is why they want to increase, they want an increment. The diesel, which is the most important thing that they use, because most of these tankers, trailers and so on, they don't use petrol, they use diesel. That diesel is inching towards 1,000 naira. Therefore, per liter. So if they are going to be paying that to lift it, why should the price of the commodity not go up? And I remember that the president just last week or early this week had said that, okay, we have increased that money for you so that you won't increase the price. So what exactly is happening now?
Increasing that money for them comes by way of subsidy.
Exactly.
Okay.
That, okay, if you said that the price of diesel has increased, okay, we are now increasing how much we used to allocate to you so that you won't
have cause
exactly
to jack up.
So the question now is, what exactly is happening? You only increase the price of what is scarce. If petrol is in every filling station, I drive into this one, it says 170. I drive into the next, I see 165. Yeah. I go there and buy. And then word will spread. There's a particular filling station, I won't mention name now, that people have been talking about, that no matter what time fuel price goes up, in that filling station, they don't increase.
Yeah.
It's still the same thing. Unfortunately, it doesn't have many outlets. But the question now is, what has the government done, or what are we doing to make sure that this? Because when you tell me that I shouldn't buy more than above the control price, and there's no light, I need generator in my, I need fuel in my generator, or I want to move from my house to TVC for the program, I need to buy fuel. If I see it and I can afford it above 165, I would likely buy it. I may not buy the same quantity I'll buy if the price were to be normal. But so what the government needs to do is, people should not just sit down in their offices. NNPC, DPR, or whatever agency is responsible for this, they are too lackadaisical with their job. Yeah. And the reason is that people are not punished. People don't lose their jobs. You go to some filling stations, of course, the meter is saying 165, but they will tell you, okay, how many liters you want to buy. When you tell them, they bring out their phone or calculator and show you that this is how many liters we are going to give you, above and less than what the price is saying. So what do we do?
Even about, take it, you are trying to explain the fuel wahala to a 10-year-old boy. How we got here was by studied steps. We're talking about man-made nuisances. We have 4 refineries in the country. I remember that in 1999, former President Obasanjo was the substantive Minister of Petroleum. Nothing happened. Currently, the current president is the substantive Minister of Petroleum Resources. So how can we go around in circles and expect something positive to come out of it?
You can never arrive at a future you did not prepare for. And that is the problem we are facing in Nigeria. I remember, I think there was a time then President Olusegun Obasanjo was, trying to, privatize the refineries involving, I think, Otedola and I think Dangote. Yes. And it never came to pass. And we have been playing around it and all. You see, at the end of the day...
And you recall also that licenses came. We had things like, what do you call modular refineries. And it shared the public. Nothing happened.
Nothing has happened. How many years?
Sometimes what I think in my head is, I think our leaders, they listen to our complaints, then they come up with some...
Let us just do something and they will...
just throw it at them. Then they withdraw again. Then we begin to play around with what they have said and nothing gets to happen until we begin to do the needful. And what is the needful? You come in, now politicians are going about subtly campaigning, all of these things. You make promises you can never live up to. If you look at the problems we have in Nigeria, it is humongous, but it is very easy to solve if you are intentional and you are very deliberate about it. It takes the political will to settle some issues. But
I hear political will. You don't import that.
No, it's locally.
It's locally made.
Oh, really? Okay. So, I thought we imported the political will. No,
honestly, every problem we have in Nigeria, they are all man-made. They are all
man-made.
Bad governance. Poor governance. And until the government take responsibility, a lot of times people go wrong and they come out to justify what they have done.
He mentioned it. We have perfected the system of not punishing bad behavior.
Exactly. So much for impunity.
Yeah.
People do the wrong thing, then you come out and give excuses for the wrongdoing. So it continues like that. What is wrong with when we have some people illegally mining this petroleum?
No, she's going there. But hold on. Inka, has she forgotten that after Venezuela, the second largest bitumen deposits on the planet is in Ondo State, Nigeria. So what stops you from exploiting it rather than importing bitumen? By choice. The choices we make.
Don't you think that we are lazy as a government? I see it as a bit of...
Is that laziness?
Let me not, to put it shortly, because I don't want to go beyond, qualifying as being lazy. Because if you know the right thing to do...
They say knowing the right things to do and not doing them is the worst form of cowardice. I think it's cowardice.
You know what? I'm looking forward to a time when there will be a government that will do not as entirely perfect, but that would do something like what the Transportation Ministry has done with the rail.
Yeah.
The Minister of Petroleum should come and face the issue of refinery. Forget about every other thing. Maybe the Minister of State can do the issue of how we do make petroleum available before that.
A 10-year-old boy, yes. I mentioned earlier, will be asking, this petrol, the day in the 60s, 70s, how were we loading them and moving them across the country?
That is what I'm saying. Because, see, I remember, as I've said several times on this program, I was born in the North. I grew up in the North. I schooled in Kwara. When we were coming to school, we come by train. We get to some particular stations, the train will stop, and the goods train carrying fuel
will pass.
What has happened to that?
Yeah.
They are just built like they are just like these tankers that we see. And what has happened to that?
I hope we are not losing you here.
Why must we ferry petrol from Lagos to Sokoto to Karanamoda and the rest of it? Why? That's why our roads are so bad. And that is the reason why when accidents happen, you see dead bodies all over, because these petrol tankers, in fact, most of them should be off the road completely.
The other day in Delta, I think the other week.
Yes, I saw.
The boy did a brave thing.
A brave thing, yeah.
Otherwise, there would have been...
Initially, I even thought it was a film. Until later, they mentioned his name and they said he drove it away from where a large population...
To save lives, yeah.
So,
avoidably, these things are avoidable.
Very, very avoidable. So why is it that, what has happened to all those things? Why? The rail tracks that the colonial master constructed are what we are trying to improve
1912.
No new one has been, the one that they are doing now, some of them are new and all that, but see, there's no way we have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel will always be round. It can't be square.
But you can polish the wheel.
Exactly. But here, we go forward, we come back, we do. Why is it? In 1993, 92, 93, I remember the debate between the late Abiola and the late Tofa about petroleum subsidy. Yeah. We still the same debate we are holding. How many years after?
29.
It's still the same debate we are holding today. Where there is subsidy, there is no subsidy. Abiola asked, what exactly is the barrel of oil that we refine?
How much
does it cost? Nobody, up till today, the Minister of Petroleum, the Minister of State for Petroleum, the NNPC, the GMD or whatever, cannot tell us.
Everything is shrouded in secrecy.
Everything is shrouded in ministry. In
ministry, yeah. Make it be ministry, sir. but seriously speaking, it is not too late to make hay. It is not too late. I remember the initial problem the current government had in 2015, Yinka, you remember. That rail from Calabar to Lagos,
Yeah.
will transverse 11 states. It was shut down. You remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of politicking around it,
A whole
and
lot.
today,
Nothing has been done.
Nothing has been done.
so whatever is happening to us and with us are man-made and by choice.
By choice.
Unfortunately.
By choice. And we are capable. That is the problem. We are capable. We have... See, I was discussing with someone. I said, look, you can put someone who is not so well educated at the helm of affairs.
Yeah.
But if this person surrounds himself with the right people, he will deliver.
That's why they say a lion leading a group of wolves. The wolves will behave like a lion.
Exactly.
Not the other way around. So, yeah, we have talked about leadership. Yinka, this country is given to praying. We pray for everything. We pray for sunshine and rain. But nature is kind to us. The weather is there. We have men and materials. Where is this problem?
I have to pray too much. Where we should be walking, you'll be praying. Because in actual fact, you know, for instance now, you know a driver is drunk and he's going to drive you from here to Ibadan. Rather than you
That's
disembarking...
one half of the problem. The second half will be petrol where they tank, no go carry you reach Ogun.
Then you say...
You believe in a miracle.
I mean, so those are the things that worries us, that we put too much faith in things that don't matter or that we should work for. Because the Bible itself says that prayer without faith
Availeth nothing.
I dare say the Quran also says that.
I mean, so why will you continue to pray when you know, okay, you know that a driver is drunk, but because you must make that journey, you say you put him in prayer and you continue with the journey. You end up in the bush.
All right. Even about me, I will not forget that at one time, Nigeria, this same Nigeria, was the leading country that produced all the palm oil needs of the whole planet.
Yes.
Today we are importing palm oil.
Malaysia came
You are importing oil from Malaysia by
they
choice.
came here to take the specimen, and now
you introduced religion. Let's go. If Jesus the Christ said, I think in Matthew, they go take from those who no get and give those who get.
And that is what is happening.
I not talk past that. Okay.